Now we've had a full week almost of the playoffs.
Yeah.
What do we think about the ads on the helmets?
Yeah, that's a great question. So here's the real deal answer from me, okay? I looked at it and thought, "Ah, man." And then it quickly blended into the background during the game. Like I just didn't really notice it much. And then every so often I would notice it again. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." Right? And it would just kind of like now what the other thing I want to point out is that what I have not done is look up the company. Like almost out of belligerence. Like I'm probably I'm sure that that's what they're hoping for is that I will do a little research because there's very little going on that is telling. And maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe there are certain people who would think, "Come on, Brig, you don't know who that is," and I'm like, "I don't know. Who cares?" But I don't know who it is, and I don't care to look it up. And I think it's Defiant on purpose. It is somewhere.
That's just fine. So I had an inkling of who it was, so I had to look it up to see. And it was exactly who
Okay.
I thought it was. It was
Oh,
the Strauss part of Levi Strauss. It's work clothes.
okay. That's what I thought too, and then I was like,
Yeah.
whatever.
And see, the problem is when I get something in my brain like that, I can't just let it go.
Yeah.
I have Google in my hand, so I have to
Mm-hmm.
have to go look it up.
Well, the
But
thing I couldn't let go of is no. Just like, I'm not going to fall into your trap.
also, this is my thing with it is that the only so far in the last year or so, we've seen it in the World Baseball Classic, we've seen it
Yeah.
in the London series, we've seen it
Yeah.
in other international games. It was only a matter of time before it came into games on Major League Baseball games on American soil.
Yep.
And I'm surprised that they're debuting it in the postseason and not during the regular season.
Yeah, me too.
Instead of saying, opening day next year, let's do it then. Instead, they're like, no, postseason, more eyes, baby. No.
It's true.
No.
You're going to get more eyes, and maybe they cost a premium. Maybe they charged them a whole bunch of extra or something to say, "Hey, we'll push it now." But boy, it's going to alienate a certain part of our fan base, and you don't want that, and whatever.
So
I don't know what they
this
said.
is the thing that I wonder. I wonder if maybe that was the original plan, or maybe not at all yet. Maybe they weren't quite ready for that yet, because not everybody has a sponsor patch on their jersey yet, even.
Correct.
And so the thing that I've been wondering about was that rather than saying, let's do this and find a sponsor, Strauss was like, here's a big old fatty briefcase full of cash.
Yeah.
If you put our logo on helmets now. And they were like, yeah, okay.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like we want it now. Well, now hold on. If you want it now, they'd be like, I don't care. We want it now.
I think Strauss pitched now is what it was.
Awesome.
That it wasn't so much Major League Baseball being like, you're going to have to pony up. But Strauss was ready to pay to play and ready to go tomorrow. And even though Major League Baseball maybe wasn't, because I feel like that kind of stuff does happen. So
I could see that. Yeah.
That said, I noticed it at first, but now I don't care.
Interesting.
It's there, and it's just a thing. It's just another thing on the screen to maybe look at or not. Like the ads on the mound. Honestly, sometimes it's kind of it's kind of fun to see what they are. Mm-hmm. Right? I like seeing who's advertising on the mounds, and it's funny. I hadn't noticed this until about halfway through this year that sometimes, no, not sometimes, almost every time, what they'll do is so I'm watching a Mariners broadcast and they're on the road, and they'll blur out the ad on the back of the mound and then superimpose their own ad onto the mound because the company is not paying for air in that market. So
yeah, that's right.
You're not paying for it. You don't get it. And I was like,
you don't get it.
I thought that was just a dark spot in the dirt. No, that is a blurred out ad on the mound. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so they're serious about it. It's here to stay, and it's only going to get more and more prevalent. So
I agree.
Just gonna have to deal with it.